been on the road since 6:30 this morning. A little bit edgy. So I said, let's do something fun, because we're going to answer some questions from the Ungame. Now, the Ungame is basically an older game that's been around for a while, but it's called the Ungame because there's no winners or losers. Everybody wins. And it's this is the couples version. You see, couples version. And basically, we're going to draw a card, and then we're going to answer the card, just kind of off the cuff. Okay, so as you can see, there are some number 1 cards and some number 2 cards. The number 1 cards are a little more surface, and the number 2 cards getting a little deeper. So we'll just start with the number 1 cards, and then we'll go from there. He's going to answer even though he's driving. And we're going to try to make this as honest as possible. But we would encourage you as a couple to answer the questions with your mate as well. And this can be something that maybe we can help you to have a good conversation with your spouse. So here we go.
Are we doing these randomly, or are you going to pre-select them?
No, I'm just going to draw a card from the top of the pile. Whatever it says, that's what we'll answer.
Okay, this is probably a PG version, but there are some questions in this thing that may get a little on the
edgy side.
Well,
I don't know. It's a couples version, so we'll see.
PG-13 plus?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Okay, so the goal is to listen to one another as we answer the question, and but you're supposed to look at each other. If this was a real date night, we would do that, but seeing as he's driving, it might be kind of hard. So do you want to go first, or you want me to?
Don't care.
Okay, you go first. Number 1.
Now, does whoever gives the best answer get a prize?
There's no best answer.
What?
Now you answer the first one, then I'll answer the next one.
Okay.
Okay, this is your card.
Okay.
Do you usually stand up for your rights? Do you usually stand up for your rights? Explain.
Yes, I usually do stand up for my rights. Not always, but usually I do. That can be a good thing or a bad thing. Sometimes, as a believer, we should surrender our rights to others. And sometimes I do that well, sometimes I don't. But I usually do stand up for what I perceive to be what is right for me, but more importantly, what is right for my family or those that I serve.
Oh, good answer. All right, now I'm going to draw one from the number 1 deck. And it says, do you live more in the past, the present, or the future? Explain. Oh, well, I try to live more in the in the present right now, because especially with my cancer diagnosis, I don't really want to live in the future. I live some in the past because, well, I have more past probably than I have future. So I do live in the past some because I think about the good times. But I really try to just stay in the present and live in the present and live every day as it is, as it comes to us. So take turns and answer those to one another, and let us know how you go. All right, so that was an example of a question from the number 1 pile, and now we're going to go a little deeper and look at questions from the number 2 pile. So, Tim,
I'm nervous.
Your question is?
It's harder, it's deeper. This is not set up, so I have no idea what she's about to say.
It was just the top card of the deck. It says, what constitutes a good sexual relationship?
Oh! Okay, I won't go into.
We went from G to PG-13 right within a second.
Since you didn't say who, I won't say you, because obviously. So what constitutes a good sexual relationship?
It's a couple thing. So we're supposed to be talking about us, I suppose. But maybe it doesn't have to be specific to me, but just in general.
Oh, I was thinking it was kind of like, what do I think makes for?
Okay, I'll be quiet because you're supposed to be the one talking.
Yeah, that's right. Be quiet. All right. I think at think tenderness, attentiveness, listening, creativity, not getting locked into a pattern. Personally, I like frequency. I think those are some good descriptor words. I've got some other words, but I don't think we should do that on this forum.
All right. So now I'm scared because I'm going to pick a card. I have no idea what it's going to be. Okay. So mine says, oh, look what I got. I got a wild card.
Oh, no.
That means I can either comment on something that we've already talked about, or I can ask a question. So, Tim, I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh, no. Hang on a second.
How frequent?
How frequent what?
How frequent should our sexual relationship be?
Well, you eat 3 times a day. In my 50s, I will say, as often as you want to. I always want to. I'm just saying as often as you want to.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, so that is, that's the Ungame with the West in our Mini on our trip.
Hopefully that didn't make me unmarried.
I think we're both gonna grow from this, but hopefully you will too. Have fun. Enjoy.